Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
the Greek Revolution of 1821. So today's Greek Independence Day. Happy Independence Day to all
wow,
the Greeks.
congratulations.
Let's check out what happened.
In the year 1821, after surviving 400 years under Ottoman occupation, a few heroic Greeks start a revolution that will ultimately lead to the modern state of Greece. Under the support and guidance of the diaspora Greeks of Φιλική Εταιρεία, ideas about freedom from Ottoman oppression and dreams about an independent homeland start spreading. On February 22, 1821, Alexandros Ipsiladis, a diaspora Greek, senior officer of the Imperial Russian Cavalry, an elected leader of Φιλική Εταιρεία, crosses the Prut River and starts the campaign against the Ottoman Empire. On March 17, 1821, at Aeropoli in the Mani Peninsula, leader Petrobes Mavromichalis gathers the Maniates and together decide the start of the race towards freedom. Great revolutionaries, Petros Mavromichalis, and eventual national hero Theodoros Kolokotronis, leading a ragtag group of men, free the first city, Kalamata.
I wonder why they're showing the Finnish flag though. This is the second time I'm seeing it.
Leading
No,
a
not
ragtag
this
group
one.
of men.
Here, this is looks like a Finland flag. Did like Greeks have like similar flag back then? It was a different flag than now?
Free the first city, Kalamata. On March 25th, 1821, the Greek bishop Paleon Patron Germanos raises the flag of the revolution against the mighty Ottoman Empire.
Maybe that's like the flag of the revolution. Oh.
At the monastery of Agia Lavra near Kalavrita, the heroic priest signals the beginning of revolt. Those present vow, Eleftheria ή θάνατος, freedom or death is the war cry that reverberates all across occupied Greece. On March 28th, Laskarina Bouboulina, a wealthy ship owner, turns to a
I feel like freedom of death, that's just like overall a general kind of like hype you up, war chant. Like I feel like most people went to war with that mindset like back in the day, because you either gonna be free or you die. You don't want to live or not free.
a fearless warrior and sparks the revolution in the Aegean islands of Spetses, Hydra and Psara. The next day, on March 29th, Athanasios Diakos, a daring fighter from the rugged mountains of central Greece, leads a contingent of fighters to liberate the town of Livadia. On April 1st, 1821, after 3 days of vicious hand-to-hand fighting, the Greeks liberate the town. On April 24th, Diakos and his heroic men find themselves surrounded by an overwhelming Ottoman force at the bridge of Alamana. Diakos has only 48 men, but he chooses to stay and fight. He's captured. His extraordinarily gruesome punishment, death by impalement, becomes a symbol of Ottomans' brutality and barbarism.
Impalement, cutting off body parts, or what is it?
When they take like this and they impale, like
Stabbing?
yeah, like it goes through you.
Oh.
On September 23rd, 1821, the Greeks achieve a major blow to the enormous Ottoman army as Kolokotronis liberates Tripoli, the most strategically important city of the enemy. By now, his military genius and his victory in Tripoli make Kolokotronis the preeminent leader of the war. On March 30th, 1822, Ottoman troops destroy the island of Chios. Thousands of local Greeks are murdered and 50,000 are sold to slavery. The massacre provokes international outrage and leads to an increasing support for the Greek cause worldwide. On June 6, 1822, Konstantinos Kanaris, together with a few brave men, managed to place a fireship next.
No, interesting. He said international outrage. I wonder how that like manifests back then, because you know, I would assume the news take a minute to travel, like.
And also the accuracy too of the news.
Yeah, because
You
how
can really say anything.
how could you like on a horse, right? You have to like go from Greece all the way to, I don't know, France to tell the news. That's a long trek on a horse. That's crazy.
Next to the flagship of the Ottoman Navy off the island of Chios, causing a massive explosion. The Ottomans are devastated, as 2,000 of their men are killed. On July 26, 1822, Kolokotronis decides to follow the footsteps of King Leonidas. With a few men fighting against a vast army, he forces his enemy into a narrow passage between two mountains and crushes the Ottoman army at Vervenakia. Hellenes, today we were born and today we will die for the freedom of our country, Kolokotronis declares to his men. Throughout 1822 and 1823, the Greeks advanced with new important victories in the Peloponnese and in Rumeli. In 1824, the Sultan, in a state of panic, asks for Egypt's help to crush the Greek revolution. On May 20th, 1825, Papa Flessas, an Orthodox priest, becomes a heroic fighter. He selflessly fights at Maniaki in southern Peloponnese. After a fierce hand-to-hand combat, he dies in battle. Ibrahim, the Egyptian general, gives the order for his body to be recovered and be placed upright on an oak tree as a mark of respect for a valiant foe. He then goes close to him, touches his head, and says, "It was a sin for this warlord to perish." On April 15th, 1825, the Ottomans start the siege of Mesologi. The brave residents withstand it for a whole year, but as their supplies and ammunition dwindle, the desperate Greeks start a heroic exodus, knowing the odds they face. Out of thousands of people, only 1,000 men survive, while 6,000 women and children are sold to slavery. As the horrific news spread in Europe, the Mesologi massacre influences the eventual decision of Britain, France, and Russia to intervene in the conflict. On October 20th, 1827, the Allied ships deal a death blow to the Ottoman Navy in the historic Battle of Navarino. The entire Ottoman fleet is in ashes. The battle puts an end to the thought of Ottomans to recapture.
That's interesting for the interference from the others. That's I wonder how that worked back in the day. Like, yeah, wow. I guess I said it through horse, but I guess they could have taken a ship to sail, yeah.
Parts of Greece they had lost. On January 6th, 1828, Ioannis Kapodistrias sets foot in Nafplio and becomes the first head of state of an independent Greece, also declaring Nafplio as the first capital. On February 3rd, 1830, the three great powers of the era, Britain, France, and Russia, recognized Greece as an independent country. After almost 400 years of slavery and a decade of bloody war against a seemingly unbeatable Goliath, Greeks now realize their dream of a free homeland.
Oh, wow.
Wow, very cool. Well, not cool, but interesting.
I wonder
Story.
what are the traditions that they do during their Independence Day.
Probably similar to what we saw on the other events. You know, they gather and
Did the marches.
march and dance. I would think so.
Can I see the comments?
Interesting fact. Haiti was the first country to acknowledge the Greek War of Independence in 1822.
Wow.
Haitian president sent a letter to Corais to express his support, although his country was very poor and could not spare any money or ammunition. It is said that he sent a shipment of cocoa beans to sell and buy guns and ammunition.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Cool. Sac passé.
That's fun facts.
All respect from Lebanon to all these martyrs. They also suffer from the Ottomans 400 years too. Greeks deserve to be free. Since I got married to a Greek husband and learned the language, I became very attached to Greece, my second country.
Oh, wow.
All united by one, freedom of death. Yep.
Yeah, that's tough. Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a happy Independence Day. Bye, guys.